Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I've got a video for you about drama channels. This is something that's been bothering me a lot recently. It's been on my mind and I just kind of wanted to get it off my chest. Gameplay you're going to get to see is shotgun and weapon scavenging, and I am going to go flawless 25-0 in domination with a lot of flag caps and stuff. But I think that drama channels are starting to get out of hand, and many of them are even turning into straight up hate channels. Matter of fact, the problem's gotten so bad that if you haven't heard, YouTube had to implement a new cyberbullying policy. It's like a whole new section. I can link it down there in the description, but they had to change the rules on their cyberbullying and community strikes in order to keep up with the negativity and hate and backlash from these drama channels. I'm going to talk about a lot of familiar faces today, and the one that almost all of you are going to be familiar with is Keemstar. He is the host of Drama Alert, and he is the original drama channel. He pretty much pioneered the idea and made it what it is today. The channel largely spreads rumors, kind of wrapped in news. It's basically like he said, she said, this guy's a pedophile, this guy didn't, cheated, stole, pretty much anything bad that happens on YouTube, it's reported TMZ style as news, and it just spreads the rumor negativity very, very quickly. He does, in my opinion, very hilariously host arguments, rap phrased as debates, and sits there and eats popcorn while people argue with each other. And I know Keem personally and consider him to be more of a neutral, like a true neutral. It does things for his benefit and not necessarily for the good or worse of any other community. But his channel is largely negative, and it spreads negativity, which is bad for the whole YouTube space. And what makes it bad is that other people see this and they see the ridiculous amount of subscribers and Twitter followers and fame and money and all this kind of stuff, and they see that success and they want to emulate it. They want to do that too. That's the same thing every channel does. There's probably like 3 versions of me, and I'm probably the B version of somebody else. There's so much copying on here, it's totally fine, but they want that wealth, they want that sub count, so other people do the same thing. Scarce basically does the same channel but a slightly different style, but other people see what really, like, what the meat of the content here is, and they take it to the next level by really adding commentary about what's going on, or maybe just even hate or roasting or making fun of, or as they often say, reacting on top. And you get this new breed of channel that exists either only to cause the drama, which they'll then talk about, or to spread the hate themselves. You see these as reaction channels, and they do stuff like reacting to cringy moments, roasting YouTubers, kind of nonsense like this. Some of the examples, the most popular ones you're going to think of, are going to be Leafy is Here and Rice Gum. Rice Gum's kind of up and coming in this. He got into it with like some Blink 182 band member that threatened to beat him up, and everybody got blocked, and it got really dramatic. He's not as bad, but he's getting worse. Leafy's been ridiculous for a long time. I'm on the receiving end of this all the time with Call of Duty channels. There's about a half dozen different Call of Duty hate channels out there that do nothing but talk trash about other YouTubers and try and spread negativity because it works very, very well for them. It makes a lot of money. Negativity spreads very fast, and if you want to get subs, if you want to make money, that's a way to do it. And it makes me sad because in order for these people to get successful, somebody else has to suffer. I don't hate anybody for success. There's a lot of people that I'm honest to God proud of for their success. It makes me happy to see them succeed, but it makes me sad to see people succeed literally on the backs of others or on a pile of sad emo kids, you know? And you're going to say, well, who's suffering? It's YouTube. Cyberbullying isn't a thing. This doesn't matter. It doesn't really hurt anybody. Well, whatever poor bastard is on the other end of the roast or the other end of the drama or the reaction or whatever, they suffer significantly. The channels are so huge, it's not unlikely that their friends or family see it, or that fans of these channels that are friends and family share it around. It gets back to their personal lives very quickly. Most people generally are not prepared for 200,000 plus of these very, very negative followers on these very, very negative channels blowing up their inboxes with crap. A lot of them, you know, you're making fun of smaller YouTubers or channels or gamers or something like that, and they are just they might have like 30 followers or like 100 or something like that, maybe like 50,000, right? But they're not prepared for an influx of 200,000 messages of people telling them to kill themselves, that they're the worst, and that this is awful and that's awful, and you know, they try to hack them and take over the Facebook and stuff. Even if the YouTubers that cause this do not tell their fans to go out and attack and do not, we'll say, have calls to action for hate, the reaction of their fans is always to hate and always to do this. Look, I've done YouTube for a long time, and I struggle to have like 2,000 negative comments. 200 would drive me crazy. You see people break down, they cry, they delete accounts, they go private. Many of them give up and never post again. It's very bad. Or in really extreme circumstances, they can even get doxxed by fans of the other show, and it spreads their personal information around, which is why YouTube had to make it against the rules to share people's personal information. I also think this hurts the entire YouTube community because it makes us all look like clowns. And by that, I mean it just kind of besmirches the name of YouTube, but in the eyes of advertisers and even the drama channels themselves that do this purely for money. And let's be honest, everybody does that for money. It is a pure monetary incentive that the advertisers see this kind of nonsense and they're like, yeah, I'm not going to put my brand on that. Why would I want to advertise on a channel that makes fun of 13-year-olds? Why would I want to advertise on TMZ, you know? And because Google kind of automates all of this stuff, advertisers, they just kind of look at that and they're like, yeah, I'm just not going to associate my brand with this, and they kind of pull back. And it also encourages other content creators to turn to the dark side. No joke, I had a conversation with several other content creators, many of you know the names, but I'm not going to name names, who talked about this drama, this hate, this sort of negativity, and they just started considering making fake videos for views, like fake drama videos for views, or just starting a hate channel or a drama channel, because the answer is, why the hell not? It's easier to make, it makes more money and gets more subs than actual content. Like, if I wanted to get rich today on YouTube, I would just start talking mad shit about everybody and stir up all kinds of crazy drama, and it would probably be a lot more successful than the in-depth or the actual content that I make on this channel. And you're going to say, why? Well, that's just because how human beings work. We are genetically and just by our training, we are predisposed to noticing the bad things. You can have 100 good comments and one bad one, you'll notice the bad one. It's kind of like looking for prey or predator. You notice the one bad thing, right? And it's easy to spread. It's easy to go viral like that. Those negative videos go viral, those IHOP fights, that kind of stuff. And it worries me. It worries me to see this happening on the YouTube space on such a large and colossal scale. I don't have a perfect solution for you. I'm not going to say that I know exactly what we should do, or that we should ban everybody from YouTube, or that we should get rid of all these channels, because you need some negativity. You need villains. You need some sort of news organization, even if it's a more TMZ style one or something like that. But it's getting really, really ridiculous, and I hope that the new Google YouTube cyberbullying policy will help more than it hurts. I'm really worried that people are going to abuse it, like DCMA takedown request or something like that. And I personally am not going to go down that path, and that's very funny and somewhat ironic to say, given that this is almost a drama video in itself, since I'm naming names and I basically am trash talking people. But it's just something that's been on my mind that I've wanted to get off my chest. I'm going to try not to address again in the future. And honestly, I think I would rather be hungry. I think I would just rather live in a box and be hungry than to know that in order to take care of myself, I had to make hundreds or thousands of other people sad and just spread negativity all over the world, because I want no part of that. Guys, that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.